Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Ready to Love. So the episode starts out with the ladies and gents linking up at a place so that they can, they needed to reconvene after the eliminations. And so until Tommy arrives, everybody is arriving one by one. So I guess she pronounced her name Tisha, Tisia. Y'all know the one who I said is pretty much considered to be like the biggest woman on here um this season. Yeah, she was, still in her feelings because she's trying to understand why was she in the bottom two. So she was like, I'm glad I got here early. Child, why did she say something about how she came in there with her hot pink on and the Fabo glasses? Y'all, I ain't never been here for them Fabo glasses. I ain't never been here for no Fabo glasses. And there are people who legit still wear them where they are like even more along the lines of like real type of Fabo glasses and Soldier Boy glasses from back in the day. I ain't never been here for them. Them things are ugly to me. Ugly. So, like, look, this is the type of stuff I would wear. Like, if I was just up in there or something like that, I would wear something like I be doing the most. I have several different kinds. I haven't had a chance to wear these anywhere yet, but I would wear something like this along the lines of this. Like, if I'm gonna set it off, it's gonna be like I'm gonna come like this. Let me stop. Y'all, look, I'm being silly. But anyway, I just don't like Fabo glass. I said all that to say that. So anyway, she came in there. She's questioning the guys. She was like, okay, just, what happened? Because I'm not understanding. Like, in her mind, everybody who she interacted with, they had her number and they act like they was feeling her. So the dudes started speaking up one by one. One dude was like, well, I never got a chance to even meet you, so they ain't had nothing to do with me, but, I'm going to make sure I meet you today. Then old boy who needs to be eliminated, let me find him real quick. Corey, he need to go now. He need to go now. They should have had a quadruple elimination at this point because no, a lot of these people are already on no status for me, child. So anyway, Corey was like, well, you already know what happened when I came over there. And it was because he was sitting up there. Everybody attacked him because he rolled up on everybody that he could get close enough to and was like, yeah, let me get your number and I'm going to set up a date. And he had a rotation list of every day of the week that he was going to be on a date with somebody. And it was literally cut and paste just as it was when he was doing stuff online. Then another person entered the room. I guess she pronounced her name Asia. And if not, eventually before the end of the show is over with, before we finally get to the end of this season, I'll get it. But she's the woman who is the salon owner. She wears that like blonde wig. She was talking about how basically she gets heads to turn in a room and all this other stuff. And then they had the audacity, production had the audacity to show men looking and doing the most. And I just wanted to be like, yeah, because like what you have on today, it's, almost every single button is open and you have the girl sitting up and protruding out. I don't know if she has booty or not, but she's like serving. You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful woman, but I'm like, you're baiting these men, so why wouldn't they look? Like, I'm just like, okay. Like, I mean, if it had been a situation where you were like Joy, y'all remember Joy, the one who ended up going home early because her sister passed away? She didn't even have to do, like, she was covered up. She was not setting it off. Everybody lived for her. She did not have to do like, what was the heifer from last season I couldn't stand? Because she just would do the absolute most Alexis. Child, she's giving me Alexis vibes in this moment. And I'm just like, please don't be like this heifer. But anyway, Tommy then came in the room and he about to tell everybody how everything gonna go today. Okay, so they are having their own version of a happy hour. They are saying that in DC, they really know how to get down when it comes to that. So everybody is mixing and mingling. Child, people talk about what is your credit score? And one woman said, I know how to twerk. I'm just like, what? Child, this is not useful information at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is not useful information. I'm pretty sure they would find that out as you got closer. If you get closer to these people, they would know that. They would see this happening. So Corey is having a one-on-one with Sabrina. And y'all know that I kept saying that Sabrina was giving me Ida vibes. Y'all, she ain't nothing like Ida. Let me just say that. She's very much the complete opposite of Ida. I don't know why. Outside of the hair, I don't know why. I think it was because of it might have just been the dudes that were trying to talk to her outside of the one dude who she has been vibing with the most. But anyway, so she's sitting down talking to Corey, and Corey is the dude who is cut and paste, dry, trash. And he is pretty much the same. She's talked to him before, and it was a trash type of conversation, not interesting at all. And I'm just glad that she has been like straight up like, sir, it's not working. Like he is in his same mode. He's sitting up and telling myself, oh, well, I just want to know. He's over here basically explaining a different way of saying, hey, let's go out on a date. Instead of getting to know her at the mixer / happy hour. And she had to tell him, no. Why not let the moment happen? Like, I'm feeling things and none of them are good. Like, and he over here told us, yeah, I'm just trying to make a safe and secure environment. She was like, nah. Like, ain't nobody here for him. Like, he need to go. I'm so tired of him. Like, he irking my soul. And he in the confessional talking about, well, I don't know why Sabrina's not feeling me. Child, you're trash. That's why. But anyway, I just can't. A couple of people were exchanging numbers, and they seemed like they were doing well. Harrington, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, child, I don't know. Like, to me, it's just on and off, because he'll have moments where it seems like there's potential, but it's been more misses than hits. Like, somebody was talking about how, they don't know how to really read him. And this other guy, y'all, he is like a tech guy, and he's nerdy and all this other stuff. As I've told y'all before, I'm into nerdy guys, but he is the type of nerdy that's just like, nah, it's not attractive at all. It's just like, nah. A lot of the nerdy guys that I'm into, like, we will have a conversation and they will actually have something of substance to talk about. It ain't always about anime. It's not always about the tech stuff that they are into. It is a real amazing conversation, even some of the most taboo, if you want to say, subjects like politics and all this stuff some people don't really want to touch on. They're nerdy dudes that I associate with, that I'm just cool with. They're just a good vibe. We have random conversations and they go exceptionally well. And just their nerdiness / geekiness / their, demeanor and smarts all rolled up into one. It's just very much a turn on. And what's this dude name? Let me find this picture real quick, because it was not a turn on at all. Tyrone. Nah. That's not it. I don't think he gonna last. I don't think he gonna last. Definitely get Corey up out of there. But anyway, yeah. Not here for it. Not here at all for that. So yeah, Corey is about to link up with somebody else after everything has gone down. I guess he's trying to redeem himself, but let's see what the foolishness is going to be in this moment. Okay, so what happened was, when he was leaving the happy hour, Mumin had caught a flat tire, so he went and changed it for her. So that's why he's linking up with her. She felt like that was a sweet thing for him to do and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, I would have said thank you and kept moving. I'm sorry, his energy is just not it for me. His vibe is not it. Like, sorry, I would have been like, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, you might have got a half of a church hug off of that, but we ain't finna go out on no date. So he tells him, yes, now I'm in my element. The first date. So you haven't learned anything from your past experiences? You can never go past the first date because it always goes terribly left. So what are we talking about? Why are you excited? Anyway, other people are linking up. Now there's a double date going on. Camille and I have to, I don't know why I keep forgetting this one woman's name. I should always know her name because I live for her hair. Camille and Courtney are linking up with two of the guys. Camille wants to see the guy who Courtney is linked up with for this double date to see how he interacts with another woman. But anyway, we'll get into that. I'm it's like I know the faces, but I don't know the names yet, y'all. So my bad. I think it's Cornelius, and I don't want to say this other person. Oh, I think Walter. So yeah, they linked up for a double date. Let's see how this goes. So some conversations happened at the double date at the table where they wanted to know about everybody's religious preference and all that other stuff. Pretty much everybody was on the same page. I think Walter was the only one who says that he's spiritual. Everybody else was pretty much along the same lines of, I guess Christianity. And then the conversation jumped like way out of out of nowhere to somewhere else. And somebody wanted to know how important is sex to y'all and all this other stuff. And then they took it a step further and wanted to know, what do you think about waiting until after you're married? Courtney was like, yeah, I'm very into sex and I'm not waiting. If she didn't make it clear when she was in front of everybody, she made it clear in the confessional that she is here for sex and she's not waiting, and she need to know what it is, because if the sex is trash, she's not sticking it out. She's not going to counseling for it. Like, she's not doing that. If the sex is trash, just trash. Ain't nobody got time. And so, old girl Camille is just like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't just go and try to, see if you could fix it? Like, tired. Like, look, I'm knocking on Fordy's door myself, and I'm tired. Like, don't nobody have time for this foolishness. If I was out there like that, I need to know. I need to know what it's hidden for. I need to know, because you would be surprised how many people who are over the age of 30 who are trash, sex-wise. And it's like, how dare you be this old and not know what to do by now? You should know what to do so that things don't happen and Missy Elliott songs are being sang and you are being clowned because of such things, and the selfishness that some men possess when it comes to that. They will really be out here still on that. I got mine, you better get yours. And it's like, what? Child. Anyway, so back to the raggedy date, the whatever with Corey and Mameen. She feeling him. She said that his jokes were corny and trash and all of that, but he made her laugh. And her love language is acts of service. So when he did that, meaning changed her tire, that just did something to her. And I'm just like, I would be here for it. I'd be like, yay, I didn't have to call AAA or do it myself. Yay, but he's just not. He's not it. Oh, man. Okay, so pretty much, Camille looked as if she got her answers, because Courtney was at the table rubbing on old boy's leg. And I think his name is Cornelius, rubbing on his thigh. Like, she was like, okay, well, even if something may happen in the moment, like, I can't be at the table, like, doing like this and rubbing on thighs. And so Walter was like, yeah, you could do that. And she kind of looking like, and I'm like, girl, I don't understand. Like, why are you coming in like this as if somebody is your man and you want to gauge how they're going to react to another woman? That ain't making sense. But go off, though. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. So when the date was almost over, well, it was about to end between Mameen and Corey, she was like, okay, help me get down. So he got behind her, because they were on this like big log where she had to like straddle it as if it was a horse, right? And so they did what they were doing and talking and getting to know one another, and I guess eating or just stopping to, have some water to drink, because they looked like they were like doing a nature trail or something like that. So whatever. He politely got behind her and then proceeded to say that he was, I guess, acting out a scene as if he's on a horse. And so at first she looked like she was like, what? And then she acted like she was here for it. And I was just, the whole time I was just like, screw face. Like, I don't understand. And then like she went along with it, and I was just like, he really tried to sit up there and gallop. Like, y'all, I can't. Like, he gotta go. He gotta go. Like, my thing is this, like, he was right up on her, right behind her, and I'm like, Was she here for this moment because she hasn't been in that close of a proximity to a man in a while? And that's why she's just like, oh, the closeness. It's the closeness for me. Is that what it is? Like, is that what happened? Because I'm not understanding. Well, eventually he got from behind her and then he picked her up and took her from, that log. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So Zadia and is his name Tyrone? I think it was Tyrone. Zadia and Tyrone linked up for a one-on-one date. And he went into how he had been in the military and he experiences PTSD and, he's got it somewhat under control and all of that. But she liked the fact that he brought that up because some people would feel some type of way by bringing that up because you ultimately can set yourself up to be judged or tried in some way, which is not cool when it comes to that because that's very, very serious. The way that he explained it is pretty much the same way that if any of y'all have ever seen Grey's Anatomy, how the doctor Owen Hunt was when he was with Yang. Yeah, it can be like that. Like you don't understand the severity of a certain person's PTSD, but he has seemed like it might have been on that level, which was real rough. So yeah. And pretty much he ended it by asking her, like, what are some things about herself that she's realized that she might need to change or, adjust. And she was like, she's Bougetto and Clatchet, which is classy ratchet. And, he is here for her. He is living for her. I don't really know how she feel about him, but he says that she's up there. So, okay. So Aisha, that's how you pronounce her name, y'all. I told y'all, I know people. I've ran in circles with people whose names are spelled exactly as hers. And one person says their name is Aisha, and the other person will say their name is Asia. Like what I tell you, that's why I was like, what is her name? How do you actually pronounce it? Is it Asia or Aisha? So anyway, Aisha, that's the one who's the salon owner with the blonde wig on. She ended up meeting up with Carrington and they had a date. So, like I told y'all, she be serving. Like, body be looking good. She's a beautiful woman. So he was here for it. And in all honesty, to me, now this is to me, this is the first interaction that I've seen Carrington in with someone where he seemed like he was a lot more comfortable because their chemistry, seemed to flow naturally. It seemed like it flowed a lot better than I've seen it when he's been dealing with other people, even though some of his answers were not up to her standard, which were like, okay, have you cheated before? If so, like, have you changed your ways? And so he's trying to let her know that he was in a business at one point in time, which was basically like a party promoter or something like that. And when it comes to stuff like that, people like that are usually out there. People want to sleep with you because you got the hookup. These famous people. You can get expensive liquor. You can put them in these booths and in these sections and get them inside. And you had a hookup on all of these different events or whatever. So a lot of these people, they really can just be sliding panties to the side on the regular. And that's why for him, he doesn't really deem himself as someone who has cheated because he's always been in situationships, entanglements, or whatever you want to call them. And so she ain't really like that answer. And added to the fact that she's 38 and he's 33, in her mind, she, wants to know, can he really be, ready to settle down? And realistically, as far as she's concerned, she doesn't think that he's at an age where he really would be serious about it. Because, she's been married before and she has kids. She was married for 10 years. At least, like really made it to the 10-year mark. She was in a long-term relationship with somebody and married to them and had kids. And after that situation ended, despite how the Black community usually views therapy and all that stuff, she went because she said that she needed to be the best person that she could be for her kids. And she got emotional when she was discussing her kids and he noticed that. And, it was a beautiful moment. And she was just like, the way I'm being vulnerable with you is the way I want you to be vulnerable with me and all of that. They seemed like they had a pretty good date and all of that. But, he actually said that when it came to the age difference that he normally dates people actually older than her. So she a little on the young side. For him, I was like, wait, you done went off. But anyway, it was a cute little date. I ain't gonna lie. It was decent. It was decent. I was here for it. So there is a group date that is happening where it's 2 guys and 3 women. Tasia is the woman who I keep referring to as the thickest woman that's on this season of Ready to Love. Zadia was there and Shiloh was there. The guys are, I think, Dante and Naeem. So yeah, the drinks were flowing and everybody was talking, and I think Shiloh is a sex therapist or something like that, or a sex coach. And so she wanted to know, like, what were people's love languages and all that stuff. And I think she said that touch was hers. Like, touch is mine too. It's like, yeah. So anyway, like, everything that she was saying, I could relate to. And as soon as she said that, was it Naeem? Naeem, I think, like, immediately was like, and so she was like, oh, stopped at a tracks. I was like, wait, don't do it. So yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, she's an intimacy coach. And yeah, they were talking about various things like that. And then they were like, oh, so where's the most interesting place that you've had sex or something like that? And child, one of the dudes said that they were in a bathtub, and they were just like, ain't nothing. Somebody said that they had sex on the diamond of a baseball field. I was like, yes, I want to be like you when I grow up. I want to be daring like that. But yeah. And Tasia was like in the confessional, like, oh, well, I ain't telling nobody what I did. The only person that need to know that, the only people that need to know that information is myself and the person that did it. So she was just like, look, all y'all need to know is the person that get me is going to be a very lucky man. I was like, child. Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, they made it seem like the day went well. I was like, cool. I'm glad y'all liked it. It is what it is. Okay, y'all. So now we are reconvening. The ladies are in what they're calling this season the ladies lounge, and they have to meet up with Tommy and discuss how everything went and ultimately come to a general consensus as to who the 2 people are going to be who are going to be brought down to the carpet. You gotta go, you just gonna have to do something, because child, I'm telling y'all, about 3 or 4 should have went home today. I'm tired. So anyway, surprisingly enough, Carrington has been doing the absolute most. The way he talks to people is very off-putting, and it has been raising eyebrows amongst the ladies who actually said that they had connections with him. Also, Tyrone, I guess because of his PTSD, he just has a thing where he feels like he can't juggle a certain amount of women at one time. So he called, I think her name, oh my gosh, I think it starts with a K. I'm trying to remember it. I don't know why I forgot her name. Is it Katie? I don't remember, y'all. I'm sorry. And basically told her I can't juggle more over a certain amount of people or whatever. It's just his delivery was so off-putting that all the ladies that were there were like, wait a minute, what? Like, it was a lot. And to my surprise, there were a handful of women who lived for him. And I'm like, I guess because we weren't privy to those dates, that's why we are seeing the lame side of him, or the not so interesting side of the nerdiness. And you're seeing the side that I told y'all that I live for when it comes to somebody being nerdy. So yeah, they ended up saying that Corey and Carrington had to be the ones who were in the bottom 2. So Tasia met up with Corey, and I think it was Zadia met up with Carrington. And if I have the name wrong, I apologize in advance. But anyway, another one of the ladies met up with Carrington. It went all the way left, because both of them, first of all, thought that these were dates, and they pretty much weren't, even though they were telling them that they were. They were letting them know that everything happened. The ladies said what they said. Carrington took everything very, very, very offensive, and it went sideways. And he was just like, well, pretty much, I made my point that apparently a lot of these ladies do not know how to carry a conversation with me. So it was just like dagger after dagger being thrown. And it's like, you're coming off as very bitter and salty in this moment instead of taking what is being told to you as a tool that can possibly help you in the future if you really are serious about finding love, because your approach has been very, very off-putting, like for real, y'all. And like I told y'all, like that's why when all of this stuff came out, I'm like, dang, I spoke too soon, because his date with Aisha went, pretty decent. And before that, it was sketchy for me. Like, it was sketchy. Well, like I said, Tasia met up with Corey, and I'm telling you, these people would just be lucky. Like, he is just lucky that Carrington did way worse than him, because Carrington was sent home, and she ended up telling him that he is still ready to love. But I'm glad that she was real with him and told him, I don't know how many more times you're going to get saved, but yeah, pretty much did get saved. He better know that. Let me go ahead and put this on here as a note, because I find it funny how these people don't seem to be setting it off for Tasia like that, unless it's just scenes that we are not seeing. Well, he saw the dress that she had on and was here for it and was laying hands, and she had to tell him, no, you do not have consent, because his hands were very low. And he was trying to make it seem like his love language is touch. And I'm just like, no, I don't feel like his love language is touch. I just feel like if somebody says you can have and spread these butt cheeks and thighs that he would be here for, I feel like he just is here for sex and trying to smash. I don't think he's there for love. I just don't. Because his approach 99% of the time is just very off-putting and corny and tired and through and everything else in between. Something that nobody is here for outside of me. And I'm just like, ma'am, there are so many other people in the world who can change a tire and that would have stopped and changed your tire for you. I understand your love language is acts of service, but nah, he is not it. So anyway, he realized that, he had another chance. And so he was asking if he was able to get a second date with her. So she was like, yes. And the way he slid it in there was smooth. And I was just like, child, hopefully y'all are going to get a swift kick them behind and a very, very, very clear reminder of why he should have been gone a long time ago. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Please thumbs up this video if you have not done so already, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get down in the comment section and discuss this foolishness. I'll be back later. Bye.